There are words we never say, words that sit in the back of our minds, hovering on the edge of our consciousness, waiting for a moment that never comes. Sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's hesitation, sometimes it's the weight of timing or circumstance, and often we convince ourselves that silence is safer than speaking. But those words never truly disappear. They linger, quietly, persistently, shaping the way we think, the way we feel, and sometimes even the way we act. They become a kind of invisible companion, one that follows us into moments of joy, moments of doubt, and moments of quiet reflection. There's a strange kind of tension in unspoken words. They are alive in a way that spoken words are not. When we speak, we release the thought into the world. It has weight, it has consequence, it has closure. But unspoken words stay within. They become loops in our minds, echoing with everything we never said, everything we wish we had said, everything we regret not saying. The psychology behind this is simple, yet profound. Humans are wired for expression. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions are meant to be communicated. When they are suppressed, the mind treats them as unresolved tasks. It nudges, it pulls, it whispers. It reminds us in quiet moments, in sleepless nights, and in sudden memories that the story is not finished. Some unspoken words are trivial, a thank you not given, a compliment swallowed. But some carry heavier weight, a confession of love never made, an apology never offered, a truth never revealed. These words have the power to haunt us because they are tied to relationships, to identity, and to the way we see ourselves in the world. Regret comes from the collision of intention and action, or in this case, inaction. We regret the words we didn't speak because we imagine all the ways they could have changed things. We imagine different endings, smoother paths, fewer misunderstandings. We imagine the relief that might have followed, the connection that could have deepened, the wounds that might have healed. And yet, we stay silent. Often because the act of speaking feels risky. Saying something true can expose vulnerability, invite rejection, or challenge the image of ourselves. We try to protect, we fear conflict. We fear judgment. We fear the possibility that our words will not be received as we hope. And so, we choose the safer path, quiet. But the mind has a way of keeping score. It catalogs the silences, weighs the what-ifs, and plays out alternative versions of events. We rehearse conversations we never had. We imagine the responses, the expressions, the outcomes. Sometimes it's constructive. We learn and grow from reflection. But often it becomes a trap, a spiral of I should have and I could have, an endless feedback loop that leaves us heavier, not wiser. There is also a subtle power in unspoken words. They are evidence of restraint, of thoughtfulness, of empathy. Choosing not to speak can be an act of care. It can protect someone's feelings or prevent harm. But the paradox is that even when our silence is intentional and compassionate, our own minds still wrestle with it. We still carry the weight of the unsaid, because human psychology craves completion, understanding, and resolution. Lingering regret teaches us about ourselves. It exposes our fears, our desires, and the limits of our courage. It reminds us of the moments we value, of the connections we cherish, and of the things we would give anything to change. It can be painful, but it is also instructive. It pushes us to notice the small opportunities for honesty in the future, to speak more bravely when it matters, and to recognize the value of expressing what we feel before it is too late. Some of the strongest unspoken words are those we never intend to say. They are tucked inside us because the timing never feels right, or because the consequences feel too great. And yet, those words shape us just as powerfully as the words we do speak. They influence decisions, alter perceptions, and form invisible barriers between us and the people we care about. The irony is that most of the time, the people around us are not aware of these unsaid words. They do not know the internal monologue we run on repeat. They do not feel the weight of the silence we carry, but our minds do. And that is where the psychology of unspoken words lives, in the internal space between thought and expression, where regret simmers quietly, shaping our inner world long after the moments have passed. And yet, there is a quiet liberation in acknowledging these words. By recognizing the silence, by understanding the reasons behind it, we can begin to forgive ourselves. We can accept that we acted according to our capacity at the time, that fear and timing influenced our choices, and that perfection is never the standard. We can take these lessons forward, allowing them to guide rather than imprison us.